What's up, everyone? We have another Rios of Mercedes. Kind of, I guess, like as promised. I said there would be 10 Rios of Mercedes in the end, and one more has arrived. There actually should be another one on the way. Um, I'm not sure why it hasn't arrived yet. I know it's the holiday season, so things are kind of like sometimes they kind of speed up shipping because they think, oh, it's a gift. Um, but they should have been on the way and they should have arrived, but they didn't. But anyways, we have another very nice pair. Today I'm wearing the Red Wing Pecos, the 1472s. Beautiful Pecos, vintage. All right, let's get into it. Um, Another roper. Can't help myself. All right. Nice. Look at these. So these are called redwood. The leather's called redwood. Um, Very cool. And so initially I was a little worried because it would have been too close to the McCore, the horse butt that I had. Um, and I spoke over the phone with the retailer about this boot, and I asked him if he knew if it were, because it wasn't listed, if it were cow or horse, and he said he wasn't sure. He would get back to me, but he did not get back to me, unfortunately. But I can say it feels softer than horse, so I think it's cow, and I really like the color in person. It it is, yes, different than the McCore. It's lighter. On the monitor, it looks like it definitely has like a reddish hue, and it's not like the burgundy Napa that are kind of on the red side. So I didn't. Let's see the other one. I didn't see this one yet. Let's see how this one looks. Yeah. So the leather, it's definitely has some texture to it. We'll go in the close-up details, but much more texture than the horse butt. What else is in here? So the last time I got a boot jack. What do I have in here? Oh, a nice handwritten note. That's really nice, saying, welcoming home my latest addition to my awesome Rios and Mercedes boot collection. Because I got the green Mustang from him. And then thank you for your business. Happy trails. So that's nice. I always like a nice handwritten note is nice. And oh, some Bic 4 leather conditioner. I've never used Bic 4. I've been using on the Rios. I've conditioned my other two. I've used Lexol because that's what the Rios of Mercedes website recommends. So I know some folks have used the Bic 4 on their Red Wing boots, and they've commented about this, but I will give it a go and see how. And it says it will not darken the leather, so that's cool. There's something else in here. Oh, cool! Like a little brush. I wonder if this is pig hair. A little brush for the boots, or if your boot is into a little, I'm not going there. Yeah. But yeah, that's cool. All right, so let's take a closer look at the Rios of Mercedes Roper in Redwood. Okay, here's a closer look at the Rios of Mercedes Roper in Redwood leather. The cool thing about the Rios of Mercedes Ropers, first of all, I have to hunt them down because retailers are all over the U.S., and they get to decide what kind of leather they want to use. They get to decide what kind of style they want on the shaft, and even the heel, they can decide on that. So also whatever leather they want to use, if it's like, lizard here, cow here, or goat here, python, they can use, whatever. So it's fun to hunt them down. And also whatever names they decide to throw on the boot. Sometimes it's just based on whatever leather they've used. So it just is as simple as that. The one thing that I wanted to quickly compare, so this one, as I stated, redwood leather, just to compare it to number one, the size. So this one is much shorter than the others. Well, not much shorter, but it's at least 1.5 inches shorter. Although I think they're calling it. So if you can see, this is the macaw. So you can compare the two leathers immediately and see the difference there. But this one is listed as 11-inch roper, and then this one, I believe he said it was 10, but it's closer to 9.5, and this one is closer to 10.5. So not full 11, not full 10. This is actually closer to the Red Wing Pecos 8188 in size. So you can see the height of the shaft here. So the difference, so if this shaft kind of went up, it would be the same. This one just dips. So you can see that this one is more the same size as that. Although, I guess you can say it's kind of like, if you're comparing the shaft, because I know a lot of people worry about their jeans going over the shaft and not showing. You can't really tell here, can you? It looks like it's pretty, this one kind of bows out a bit with the top, but you would be able to see it more, and you can't really, can you see my hands? You can't really see. So it's pretty even there, but the height is, I noticed, I was like, oh, this is similar to the 8188 Red Wing as far as their ropers go. But the profile of this one is much nicer than this one. If you look at that, well, this one I added the stack to it, so it doesn't exactly look like that. But you see how this kind of like is a bit bulky there, versus this one kind of like has a nice profile that swoops. So that's good to note. The other thing I wanted to compare the two also was the burgundy. So you can see the burgundy with the redwood, because just to see the difference there. And you can see, so this is studio lighting, but there is a difference. This one is, the burgundy is darker. The burgundy does have more of like that red to it. You can see the difference between that. And then, the other macaw, which is the brown. So it's a good combination. It's like right in the middle there of like a brown, I think that would be like, brown, red, and it's a perfect middle ground for that. Which I think this redwood is a really nice color. Beautiful color. And also noticing the shaft. The shaft has cording on it versus the stitching that the other Rios of Mercedes have. Shorter and cording. It's a really cool design. I like this a lot. I believe the toes are the same. So we'll just go into like the details, and then I'll do some close-ups and show you some other things. So like, as I said, redwood leather, which I believe is cow. It feels like it's cow. It's not as thick as this horse butt. This is much thicker, and you can tell that, this is the weight of the leather. This one is definitely thinner and much softer. 9.5 inch shaft, although I think they were saying 10, but it measures 9.5. And then we have 1 inch and 3/4 heel stack, leather stacked heel, and then we have the rubber inlay on the outsole with some lemonwood pegging, and then you have that rubber cap on the heel there. Beautiful cording on the shaft. These are handmade in Texas, as all the Rios of Mercedes. And then in the inside, they have this removable insole, and it's all leather lining, leather insole and leather lining. So really nice to see. Yeah, this inside is really very, very soft. Wow, very nice soft leather. And I have to say, so I've with this rubber inlay on the sole, I wanted to try, because we've had snowfall in New York City, and I purposely wore both the McCore and the Burgundy in the snow. I wanted to test that rubber and see if I would slip at all, and I didn't. It was totally fine. I didn't have any trouble walking in snow, and like, you know, once the snow gets kind of compact and it turns into like a little bit of ice, no trouble whatsoever. It was, I was a little bit shocked. I was surprised that I thought that I would slip a bit, but it was totally fine. Didn't have any issues. I did notice that when I came back, I wasn't wearing these. I was wearing these, and I took the dogs out, walked them around, and I was making sure I like stepped in the snow. I wanted them to kind of like get water all over, snow all over the boot, water all over the boot. And I noticed when I came back that I'll do a close up. I noticed that when I came back that this started to lighten. The heel, the leather stack started to lighten. You see here, it started to lighten here from the salt and the water. It was much lighter here. What I ended up doing is putting some of the edge dressing on the outsole just to darken it again. But I did notice that happened. This part here started to look like that. And so I just darkened it again with the edge dressing. So I did notice that once I came back inside from walking the dogs in the snow and getting the boots kind of not super soaked, but I wanted to get them to take in a bit of water on that leather just to see if it would soften any. I always like to put the boots to the test. All right, so let's take a closer look now. Oh, I know what I wanted to show you. So I had this done on the Burgundy ropers. I had a heel saver. I put that on my Burgundy ropers. I've never put it on any boot before. I usually just get the entire heel done once it's kind of like worn down, but I wanted to do this because I've been wearing them a lot, and I started noticing that it was starting to go, and just wanted to preserve it. But it's a bit funky walking with these on. You definitely feel it. You feel like, you know, that a little bit on there, but it does save the heel from, you know, getting, because the way I walk, it starts to curve. But it was like $4 for, you know, it was basically $2 a boot, and just waited there while the guy did it, and finally wore them. I think it was yesterday I finally wore them just to kind of like try it out. And I can't say I liked how it feels. It's noticeable, which I have to say I really wasn't expecting. Maybe it was slightly naive on my part, but I wasn't really expecting to feel that piece. But here's a look at the stitching on the other ropers, and then here is a look at the cording on here, which is really nice. And then we'll just do a close-up of the lemonwood pegging there on the outsole, and then that rubber inlay on the outsole on that leather. Now I want to show you next the texture in this leather. You can see this redwood offers up some beautiful texture, especially on this other boot, the left boot. I'm going to move that over, and you can see here on the left boot some of this texture that's going on. Look at that. That's really nice. It's gonna patina beautifully, this redwood. I'm gonna throw in some trees because these are brand new to me, but they kind of have, like, as you can see, it dips here. So I'm gonna put in some boot trees and kind of fix that curve that's going on, as you know, when I store them, because you can see here kind of it goes up quite a bit. But this Texture is really nice. And I like the cording. It would be cool if they did this side welt in a lighter color. That would be a nice touch. You know, if they did, let's say, the cording in a lighter color, maybe like even some kind of primary color, and then did this one in a different primary color. That'd be pretty cool. But very excited to wear these out. And since it is, which I think it's cow, that the break-in will be much faster than on the horse butt ropers that I've had. But this already having that little bit of texture to it, you know, it's just gonna increase. So very excited about that. All right, let's do the on feet. All right, here is the Rios of Mercedes Redwood Mirage on feet. And I have to tell you, in daylight, this leather is beautiful. So happy that I pulled the trigger on these. Redwood Mirage is the name of the leather. And now this is, you know, I don't know, I have about five Rios ropers now, so I kind of like have the fit and in my head of how they are going to feel on feet. But the one difference is usually the leather. So the two others that I have that are in the horse that I've been wearing, the break-in, you know, it's a thicker leather, stiffer leather, so the break-in takes a bit longer. And I wore the green Mustang yesterday out, and those were quite light. It's a lighter leather just because it was been washed. That leather is so much easier to walk in, so much easier to like not even, you know, much of a break-in that I felt whatsoever. And this one, which I believe is cow, because it is so soft and supple, it is I know the break-in will be much quicker. The one thing that I wanted to note, if you look like how the toe kind of curls up, that's like I had said when I was doing the close-up, and I was putting trees in there. I had trees as soon as I did the video to kind of like sort out that curve. It's kind of interesting how that curves up on there. I'm gonna continue to put them in so that it kind of straightens itself out a bit. I don't know what happened, how they were stored or whatever, but also the texture that I see on here is just really cool, that I see on the on that leather. Very excited about that. If you are wondering, I have on some what I'm wearing are grease point workwear selvage denim. These are a straight fit. I've been wearing these, just trying to break these in and get this denim to kind of like form and fit to my body. So I've been wearing these quite a bit. So it's not like the slimmer ones that I normally wear. So this one, it goes over the shaft quite nicely, and there's a nice break on the denim, because I could cuff it. I usually like to do the denim so it's not too much of a break. So, and if I do cuff, and also eventually when you do wash them, they will shrink. So I take all that into consideration. So that's what you're seeing with the leg of my denim. But again, loving the color, and also, you know, they feel really comfortable right off the bat because they have that insole in there. And I went a half size up, as you guys know, because I'm keeping the insole in there, not like the other two where I took them out to break them in first. So there you have it. The Rios of Mercedes Redwood Mirage. Looking gorgeous. All right, that is the Rios of Mercedes roper in the redwood leather. Thank you so much for watching. And remember, be a boot. See you guys next time.